What's up, Manly Monday Live? Oh man, my voice is feeling it tonight, guys. I've been sick all week, so if I sound a little squeaky, well, you know why. I'm super excited to be here with you guys tonight. I missed you guys when I don't see you. It's just how I am, man. That's the mushiness coming out, right? But no, any kids who are getting ready to go back to school? Are your kids getting ready to go back to school if you have kids? Regardless of if you're a biological parent or someone stepping up to the plate to help a child, you can help kids be more successful this year. You can help them start the school year right. Now, school's had some major changes in the last few years. You may be ready for them to start back or not, but the school year is upon us and it's here. I mean, we're just going to have to deal with it. Maybe your school already started this week or it starts in the next couple of weeks. I know some of them wait as long as the beginning of September, but it's here along with back to school shopping and all the rest of that madness that comes along with it. No one wants to see kids struggle in school. This is an important part of their lives, and how well we help them will come back to us in the coming years as the circle of life goes forward. So tonight we're going to cover 6 things to help children in your life be more successful at school this year. These are some parenting tips that you don't want to miss, but even if you are in a mentorship type relationship with a kid and not a parent specifically, these back to school informational tips is going to help you help those kids in your life that you have a relationship with as they go back to school this year. So without further ado, guys, let's get into it. Now, guys, as always, if you want to, hey, let us know you're here. If you want to leave a comment, please do. Please get involved. It makes the show so much more fun. If I'm getting too quiet, if I'm stepping away from the mic too far, I'm working on a new mic, then let me know and I'll fix that as well. But guys, if you have questions, put them in the comment section. Put a QQ in front of the question, and that way Sarah can isolate it for me so I make sure and address that question either during the show or as we go through the show or during the Q&A portion. And as always, if you'd like to join us live during the Q&A portion of the show, then, hey, there's a form under whatever platform you're watching this on, and you can go fill out that form, and that sends me an email so I can send you a link to jump on the show with us. And if I start batting at things, that's just the flies in my office, man. We got to have the doors and windows open. It's hot over here, and they invade the whole house. So I'm not losing my mind, and just I got flies in the house. Sorry. I see Shirley's joining us. Shirley, thanks for jumping on tonight. It's always good to see you and have you here. So excited. Guys, these are really valid and important things that you need to look at as you talk to the young people in their lives. So I don't want to drag this out too much because you can hear my voice is not very good right now. We have been, unfortunately, feeling ill with bad congestion all week, so my voice is kind of nasty right now and really scratchy. So I won't drag you guys out too long tonight, I promise. And let's get into the points we should talk about tonight. Number 1, guys, empathize with your kids or the kids in your life. Despite the nonsense people slew, school has changed. And it's a major event that has emotional and mental stress involved with it. Validate their feelings and thoughts about it. Look, I know for some of us, that just sounds odd or uncomfortable, okay? Let me be the first to say that just saying that left a nasty taste in my mouth. I'm not a touchy-feely kind of person. The term validate their feelings actually just generally makes me roll my eyes, and it's probably stupid. But that's me needing to grow up, suck it up, and get comfortable with the idea that seems foreign to me to the way I think. This is the fallible man after all, so it shouldn't be a great surprise that I got room to grow on this one. There's nothing wrong or strange about validating your kids or anyone else's emotions. On the contrary, it might just make you a better person in the process. I'm not sure when we started to think that it was a bad thing to validate people's feelings, but that's probably from those of us who grew up with the whole suck it up mindset. And so, let's look at reality, guys. There's school shootings. That wasn't really, I remember the first major school shooting. There's cyberbullying, there's gender politics, there's pronouns, there's cancel culture, there's people being offended by everything. The rules changing constantly. It's a minefield. I would have been swallowed up whole if I had had to go to school in this day and age. I couldn't have done it. I'm pretty positive. So kids these days are facing some emotional and mental pressures in school that we've never had to deal with as adults who are a little bit older. So please validate their feelings. Take time to sit down with them. Talk to your kids, talk to the young people in their lives about their concerns, about their feelings, about their fears, and prepare them. Sit down with them, address these things, help them to know they're not alone, help them to know that what they're feeling is real, or maybe it's not real, and help them get it under wraps so they're not going in feeling like they're going in with a handicap already. I see Twisted Designers jumping on. What's up, brother? Glad to see you tonight. We were chatting the other day, or not chatting because this is the best my voice has sounded in a week. Now you know why. Guys, number 2, I want you to get involved. Now, the more you know, the better you can help them succeed. It's just a fact. Okay? PTA, or that's what it was when I was growing up. Now it's like PVC or something, Parent Volunteer Committee. I don't know what it is at your school system, but there's those options. There's fundraisers, there's sports. Coaches are always needed, especially at younger age levels. Fundraisers, club sponsors. All the different schools have to have sponsors for their clubs. Sometimes as teachers, sometimes as a parent volunteer. Go read at your school, at the kids' schools, for younger kids. There are other events, like a buddy of mine just started a program called Watchdogs. Excuse me. If you're not familiar with the concept, it's actually based on a news story that came out 2 years ago, I think, where a group of dads made a team and they're at the school every day. And it's just completely called school violence in that school. From a school that was having fights every day, these dads walk around and they talk to the students and they interact with them. And so my friend is piloting a program similar to that here in our area. And so there are all kinds of opportunities, but the more you are involved, the more you know, the more you can help them succeed. And I know not every parent can jump into everything. Okay. That's just the way it is. My wife was in the Parent Volunteer Committee. I didn't do a lot at the school because I was working a full-time job. So I know that can be difficult, but it's a really, really important opportunity, because the more you're involved, the more you have a better handle on what's going on at your child's school and what's going on in your child's life. So get involved with your school system. And there's a lot of ways to do that. Trust me, go down to your local school or the local school board and ask them where they need help. I promise they all do. Okay. You're not going to find school systems that don't need help these days. So go get involved if you have these cycles to get involved that way. If not, get involved with them outside of school as well. Now, guys, let us know in the comments if you have any questions, if you have any thoughts on this subject. This is a big subject because it doesn't matter if you have kids in school. The school year starting affects all of us. It impacts the entire community that you're a part of. So let us know what you think in the comments. How can we help our students be more successful, whether they're our kids or whether the kids in our community? How can we help them be more successful? Because I think as men, it's part of our responsibility to step into the community and help in that aspect, right? To be a positive male influence, to be a positive male role model, to help influence the lives of those young people coming up. They may not have any other influence in their life like that. You can make a difference. And as a man, I believe it's your responsibility to step up and try. You may not be the best at it, but it's your responsibility to try. I'm not even going to sugarcoat that. Number 3, get interested. Now, there is a huge difference between getting involved and being interested. And you need to do both. I know I'm throwing a lot at you tonight, but I know that not every parent can stop and join the PVC. Okay. My wife was, like I said, was very involved with it. I was not. I knew some of the other members of the PVC, and I knew the principal at my children's school and her teachers and stuff like that. But there wasn't a lot that I could do with my time, but my wife was very involved. But what I could do for sure is get interested in my children's schooling. Sorry, I'm having to stop and take deep breaths because I can't breathe right now. I know you're not necessarily going to do all the fundraisers and all that stuff, but you can always be interested. So what does interested actually look like? Well, you should know this pretty well as an adult, right? What does it look like when we're interested? Let me make this easy for you. Hey, honey, how was school today? Yeah. Yeah. No, that's cool. Does that scream interested to you? Do you feel like I was interested in that conversation? Because your kids know you're not. Let's not beat around the bush, guys. Let's call it what it is. They know you're not interested. They know you don't care. And that's exactly what that says. Same thing with a television, same thing with anything else you're doing. So get interested. One of the things that always baffled me about my father was my father and my mother both always had time to listen to me. I feel very blessed to have grown up in a household where that was very normal. They made time not only to ask me, which, as a teenage boy, that was like nothing, nothing. Some of you teenagers out there can sympathize, right? Y'all all know that sound. How's school? What'd you do school day? What? Right? Some of you younger kids are already starting to figure that one out before they're even teenagers. But they were always interested. They always made time to listen. If I want to talk about school, if I want to talk about my day, they made time to listen. They stopped things they were doing and they focused on me and got interested in me and what was happening in my life. You can do this. This is one of the greatest gifts you can ever give a child. I promise you, it is crazy, crazy how much this changes a person. This isn't just a good habit for a child. Do this in a conversation with anybody, okay? Show someone you are genuinely, honestly interested in them when they talk to you. And it is just earth shattering for most people because most people these days, I mean, look around a restaurant. How many people in a restaurant are sitting with somebody else, but they're playing on their phone? All right. Try being genuinely interested. You will make a child's day. They may not even want to talk to you about it, but they will register that you wanted to, that you legitimately cared and were interested in what they were doing. Trust me, it will stick out in their brains, even if they just go, oh, no, whatever teenage speak is, right? They will, guys. I promise you. I was a youth minister for years, sitting down eye to eye with a young person and going, hey, so what's happening in your life? What's really going on at school? What about your friends? Are you doing this? And listening to their responses, being active listening, you will impact that young person's life in a deep and meaningful way. And it is incredible. Please get interested. It is one of the most important things you can do to help your young person succeed in this school year and any school year going forward. Number 4, create space for success. All right, guys, everybody put their steel toes on, shake out their toes, pull up your big boy panties and pants because I'm going to step on some toes all over the place right here. All right. And understand, I'm talking to me too. So fair, smooth ground, but I'm going to step all over toes in this one. Create space for success. Time blocking. Set up time blocking for your kids. Family time, homework time, school time, outside time, practice time, home time, chore time, screen time. Schedule it. Okay? Kids actually thrive with organization. I know it's crazy, but kids actually thrive in structure. They love it. They may not say they love it, but trust me, they really do. Activity choices. One of the greatest things my parents ever did in my life was they limited us to one activity at a time. We had to make choices and we had to live with those choices. We could not do 2 outside activities simultaneously. We could not do band and football at the same time. I actually got away with it because band was actually considered a class. So I could take that during school hours. But my siblings couldn't do that because it wasn't in their school. One activity, one. As a youth minister, one of the most appalling things I ever found was how busy the teenagers that I worked with were. Like insanely busy. I knew kids who were doing running start, doing In that running start, they were doing high school choir, high school show choir, college show choir, youth group activities, working a part-time job, and still doing drama. It's one of the busiest people I've ever met in my life. And she was 16. Parents have gotten into a point where we've decided that our kids being super busy keeps them out of trouble. This is not true. This is not accurate. And it is not helping your child. You want to help them? Make them commit to doing one thing well. Make them make a choice, because they're going to have to make choices in life. So teach them to make a choice and make a commitment and stick with it. If they want to try it next year, great. They can do something else in that time period. Maybe they did this year and next year they want to try this, but they don't get to do both. Activity choices. Oh, wow. I'm so sorry about that, guys. Time limiting. Lock down the distractions. Okay. Games are not necessary. Computer games, console games, not necessary all the time. Social media, not necessary. Screen time, not necessary. Time limit. That goes back to time blocking, right? Limit the time of distracting elements that are not adding to their life in a positive way. It will help in a huge way. Now, here we go. You guys are going to love this one. You know what? I'm going to get some love here before I jump into this one. Twisted Designer says, talking to kids and not at them is so important. It's just good communication. I 100% agree. That is a great statement, my friend. Talking to someone instead of at someone is a huge, huge, huge thing. Katie says, apparently she's not registering. Katie says, positive parent involvement is a huge indicator of student success. Katie is a school teacher in the Midwest, and specifically works with students who have a few more challenges on things. Maybe they need a little extra study time or something like that. And so Katie is actually really good. She's a great source for me on things that help students be more successful, because that's what she does. She helps her students be more successful in their situations and in their schools. And parental involvement is a huge indication of success. So thank you, Katie, for sharing that with us. That's huge. That validates everything I'm saying. Wow, I'm gonna have to get through this before I die here. I apologize, guys. I'm fighting it, but I just couldn't cancel again tonight. So here we go. Like I said, stretch out them toes and then tuck them into some steel toes, because I'm about to stomp hard. Research has proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that a clean, well-organized space is better for health, productivity, stress, focus, sleep, and pretty much everything else. Create space for success with physical space. This is a really, really hard thing. Okay. I know there are a lot of moms right now losing their minds when they hear this. And I'm sorry. I'm not saying it's easy. I would never pretend it's easy. But study after study after study, Princeton, Yale, Harvard, all of these big research schools, clean, organized spaces, whether it's an office environment, a school environment, a home environment, are better for your student. They are less distracted, more productive, more efficient, more effective. They will thrive more and be more successful in their journeys with school if you create the physical space required to do that. I know a lot of you guys are going to hate that. I understand. But if you're doing everything you can, this is one of those things that you've got to do. It makes everybody healthier, more productive, including your students. Now, I'm going to jump in the comment section. Just a minute. We got a low attendance tonight. Everybody must be gone today. That's okay. I got really quality people. So the couple of you guys that are here, I'm just glad you're here. Thank you for taking the time to be here tonight. It makes me really excited. I love seeing you guys every week, and it really just makes me feel really good. So thank you for sharing your time with me. Number 5, be willing to work outside of the box. One size does not fit all. Now, this takes some thought, observation, experimentation, and you got to play with it a little bit. You know, chewing gum during a test actually helps raise test scores for a student. I wasn't taught that in school, but I did learn that from my sister. White noise or music. Silence isn't always golden, but it's not universal. Some people work better with music. Some people, music is a huge distraction. Some people need a little white noise in the background so they can focus. Other people, it eats at them. Like I said, thought, observation, experimentation. Some people need to fidget to think. I'm a fidgeter, like super fidgeter. You guys have seen me playing with my focus putty or fidget putty that I keep on my desk. I do all my podcast with it in my hands because it's the only way I can keep from like tapping my desk and right. I need my hands busy doing something. Some of us need to be on our feet. Do you know I do this whole show standing up? I also do all of my podcasts standing up. I think better. My brain works better. Sorry. My brain works better when I'm on my feet. When I used to teach as a youth minister, when I used to teach on Sundays and Wednesdays and Mondays, I was on my feet the whole time. I always taught my students standing up. When I work with people, I do so standing up because my brain it functions better. I don't know why. I don't understand. I'm not a science guy. I don't understand how that all works. But some people just need to be on their feet to think. Fresh air breaks are worth their weight in gold. Taking a break from what you're doing, getting out of your stuffy office or work area, and going outside and breathing for 5 minutes and being in the sunshine, the fresh air, does wonders for making your brain work. If you're actually stuck at work, like this is a proven study. If you are actually stuck on a project at work, right? Like you just hit the wall. Get up, go outside, do a lap around the building in the fresh air, come back. Your brain will be working better, I promise you. Likewise, it's the same thing for your student. Apples aren't for teachers, okay? But apples are great for students. I don't know why. Someone who knows nutrition a little better could probably explain this better than I can, but apples actually help activate your brain more. It's actually a brain food. Who knew, right? So I don't know why they give them to teachers because they're already pretty smart, but maybe we should be giving them to our students. I know I used to give them to my Sunday morning classes. I'd walk around and cut up apples and hand them to my kids because they thought better and they focused more because they had something in their belly, and something about apples made them more attentive and made them work their brains more. What works best for you may not work best for the student in your life. However, learn, listen, experiment, review, and then ingest. Find the optimal style of learning for your student to help them grow farther. The way we do school is not actually the optimal style of learning. It's just not. Sitting in an isolated space in rows, or not isolated, but in a clustered space in rows, is not a productive environment for most people. It's not a productive learning space for most people. Studies have shown again and again. I don't know why classrooms still look like that most of the time. I think it's just a space thing, but that is not the optimal learning position for the majority of people. So when you're supporting them at home, don't try and bind them down that way. If they need to pace a little bit, let them pace a little bit. They need to curl up on the floor, like sit on the floor and work. Let them do that. I had a student who used to curl up in a chair like a cat and sit there and work, and she was amazing. As long as I let her do what she needed to do to function. Right? Find the optimal learning style for your student and help them embrace that and help them refine that. Now, guys, tell me in the comments, what do you think? What are your bright ideas? Share with the community. Tell us what you think will help a student be more successful this year. I want to hear your ideas, and maybe they're totally different than mine. But that's the great thing. As a community, you help me come up with ideas and help each other come up with ideas, which is an awesome opportunity So share whatever ideas you have in the comment section. We'll read them off on the show, and let me know. And like I said, if you have any questions, put a QQ in front of it. I know this is pretty straightforward tonight, but during the Q&A portion, anything Fallible Man that we cover is fair game. So it doesn't have to relate to tonight's topic. If it doesn't, we'll probably wait till the Q&A portion to talk about it, but it's always there. Sorry, guys. It's hard to breathe tonight. Number 6. Be their parent. Now, this is specifically for parents of kids. So listen up. After I had a couple lung. Monitor your kids' connections for issues. They don't. I don't want to scream into the microphone. I'm not sure how I can emphasize that bigger. They don't have a right to privacy. I know, just ask your government. Oh, wait, sorry. Too far. No, not really. This one is specifically for the parents. They live in your home. You pay their bills. Privacy is a earned luxury, not a God-given right as a young person. If you aren't on your kids' friends list, at the very least, or better yet, an admin on their social media accounts, it's time for you to get in the game. Social media is not a fad. It's not going away, but it is messing with your kids' lives. If your kid is allowed on social media, you better have an account on every platform they do. You better have access to their account. Whose phone is it? Yours. What will my kid pay for their phone? Do they live in your home? Rules, man, rules. You live in my house, I have access to it. When you move out, I don't have to. But you live in my house, I have access to it. Do you know who their friends are? Where they spend their time? Them and their friends. Make your house where their friends want to be, because it's full of love, respect, structure. Yes, kids and teens crave structure and safety. Make your house the place that your kids' friends want to come, and that makes it even easier. But I'm telling you, this is really important, guys. I actually want to dig a little deeper on this, so bear with me just a minute. Some of you may or may not be familiar with the term cyberbullying. Well, guess what the social media age brought with it? As we've all gone online and the social media has grown like wildfire, cyberbullying means any problems they're having at school don't stop at school. Now your child is available to be bullied or picked on all the time. So let me show you some great statistics here. Issues kids feel resulting from cyberbullying. Sarah, can you move the banner? Begin abusing alcohol or drugs, 9%. Develop an eating disorder, 14% of kids. Started skipping classes, 20% of kids. Stopped using social media altogether, 24% of kids drop off. Not necessarily a bad thing. Engaged in self-harm, 25% of kids from cyberbullying. Deleted their social media profiles, 26%. Had suicidal thoughts, 26%. Developed depression, 37% of kids. Developed social anxiety, 41% of kids. These are current statistics for the last year. Where are people being bullied? Twitter, surprisingly, is low. 9%. If you've been on Twitter, it's just a big shouting arena. People are stupid. YouTube, 10%. WhatsApp, 12%. Snapchat, 31%. Facebook, 37%. Instagram brings in the leading tally with 42% of kids being bullied on Instagram who are being bullied. Are you seeing these stats? Are you seeing this? This is legitimately an issue. Excuse me. Cyberbullying is a real problem in today's society. Over 36.5% of people feel they have been cyberbullied in their lifetime. 17.4% have reported it happened some point in the last 30 days. 60% of teenagers have experienced some sort of cyberbullying. 70% of teenagers have reported someone spreading rumors about them online. 87% of young people have seen cyberbullying occurring online. 95% of teenagers are connected to the internet, and 85% of them are using social media. These are current stats. And we all know I love stats, but these are current, real numbers that our students are facing. You are their parent, whether you're their mentor, their role model, or their parent, be their parent. Get involved. If you don't have at least an account where you are their friend and you can see what's going on their account to some extent, you're failing. I'm sorry. You need to step up. They're all free. They're all free. It doesn't cost you to be on them. You need to be an admin on their account. They're not going to like it. And if this is a new rule or a new concept for you, it's really going to be a rough kick. Okay? Lay down the rules. Be their parent. You need to have access to see what they are doing and what they are facing, because most kids who are bullied don't tell anybody. Unless you have access to see it, you will not know unless you just notice their behavior changes. And guys, by the time you start noticing their behavior changes, they are in a bad way already. I cannot stress this point enough. I worked with teenagers for the better part of my life in various forms. This is a real issue, and this is not an issue that some of us over a certain age ever had to face, because there wasn't a reality like this when I was in school. This wasn't a possibility. If I had a fallout with somebody at school, it stayed at school. Unless we decided to fight outside of school, it stayed at school. Now, the same people who are giving your kids a hard time at school that your kids aren't telling you about it, they can chase them down online, and they can stalk them online, and they can continue to pick at them and eat at them. Get in your kids' cyber space. 2 years ago, I did an episode with Common Man OCR, and we talked about this. Let me know if that's something that we need to do another show on, because we're both IT guys. I'll drag Twisted Designer in too, because he's an IT guy too. And we will be glad to talk about this with you guys. But this is a reality that a lot of us didn't have to deal with growing up, but it is very real for our kids right now. Okay, let's go to the comment section, because I see a lot stacking up. I'm so sorry. My girls love doing their schoolwork outside. Yep, they love the back porch. It's a great place to work, and I love getting the fresh air, so I totally get that. Shirley says, children are not a distraction from important work. They are the most important work. I couldn't agree with you more, Shirley. That's amazing. And I couldn't agree with you more. Twist Designer says, using a library or other public space works well for helping kids get work done. They can focus better away from the house a lot of time. That's a great idea, Twist Designer. I'm loving that. Take them out of the norm. Sometimes home is too comfortable for them to stay focused. Twist Designer said, well said, Shirley. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that. Who compiled the study, Brent? I will have to pull that up for you later, because I did not save that. So I will get back to you on that one. Crime TV UK says, I have questions. I won't say you're a shit YouTuber and you won't amount to shit in life, brother. It's best you quit. Thank you, sir. I appreciate the commentary, and best wishes to you too. Moving on, guys. Number 7. Be slow to react negatively. I'm bad at negatively tonight, apparently. Anger is your issue. It's not theirs. Your student, that's not their problem that you get angry or that you have a problem controlling your anger. Okay? Fingers point back, okay? This may be a gut check for a lot of us, but you need to slow down your anger and be quick to listen. You want to make your kids understand that while there may be consequences, it's a safe place to come as to you with their mistake. I said that wrongly. Maybe consequences, but it's safe to come to you with their mistakes, with their problems, with their choices. You want to be that phone call. You never want your child to think that they can't call you when they're in trouble or when they make a bad decision. You want to be the first person they're calling. If they get into a tough situation, if they make bad choices, I pray to God that my daughters always know that they can call me first. And I'm telling you, to do that, you have to slow down your anger reactions. You have to slow down your snap judgments. You cannot knee-jerk react. You have to be willing to hear, to listen, and then make reasonable decisions afterwards. It's okay. They're going to screw up, okay? All I got to do is look at myself, and I know my kids are going to screw up. I know that they're going to make mistakes in their life. I know because I made a lot of mistakes in my life. Everybody does. But I want to be that first phone call. I don't ever want them to be afraid to come to me when they have an issue. I don't ever want them to be scared that I'm going to blow up because they made a bad choice. Yes, they know that there's consequences. But I am working on this still every day. As a parent, as a father, this is something I'm growing on as well. And I encourage you guys to do the same. It is so, so, so important that your kids are not hesitant to come to you with their mistakes. It will help you a great deal in helping your kid be more successful if they feel safe coming to you. They know the consequences because they know the rules, but they're not afraid that they're going to go nuclear on them. I've worked with kids for a lot of years, guys. I've been working with kids, honestly, since I was a kid. I'm 42 years old. I've been working with children since before I was a teenager. I started working with kids when I was still a kid myself. I've spent the better part of my life working with young people. There is a lot that you can do, and it's hard. Parenting is hard. Being that role model is hard because you want to apply your wisdom to their current choices. And so you're frustrated and you're like, oh, learn what I told you, learn what I've shot. I know I do this with my daughters all the time. I get so frustrated. I can't pack my 42-year-old brain into their 8 and 10-year-old brain. They don't have that experience or that understanding. Take a breath, react slowly, listen always. And your kids will always come to you when you treat them fairly. Now, if this helps you, please give us a thumbs up. Share this video with your friends. That helps us incredibly. And it's just the greatest compliment you can give us is to share this video with a parent or a role model that you know so they can help their kids, their children that they're connected with. I'm hitting things all over. I'm sorry, Sarah. I know my wife's gonna be like, you were touching everything. I should have brought my thinking putty out. See, I didn't bring my thinking putty out. This is what happens. Share this with somebody who has a student in their life who can help them be more successful as we go into the 2022-2023 school year. It's either started or right around the corner in your area. Share this with somebody who needs it. Guys, Twist Designer, I will get back to you with who compiled the study. I apologize. I didn't write that reference down when I was researching it, but I will get back to you with that information outside of here. I'll post it in the comments or something like that. The actual video. I don't see any emails. I don't think. Let's see. Emails. Oh, my wife banned the nice guy who was making interesting comments. That's okay. I don't mind. Crime TV, no hard feelings, bro. I don't see any more questions. Guys, I'm so grateful for your time. Have an amazing week this week. Monday is just the kickoff of the week. Have an amazing week this week. And as always, be better tomorrow because of what you do today. And we'll see you in the next one.